Hi.
Hi,
Hi, Myra. How are you?
great. How are you?
Good, good. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
And is it Junzi? Correct.
Yeah, in Chinese it's 俊泽. Yeah,
Junzi.
泽.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have to
yeah.
learn.
You can call me June.
June. Yes, I have
Yeah.
your June name. I was just trying to learn how to do uh, it's a whole new pronunciation, so I have to learn. Hi, Satya. Hi, Muthu.
Hi.
I'm waiting for Shivani. Okay. Hi, Shivani. I'm going to. Who is recording? Is it Satya? Shanti. Okay. Let me first do that. I can't see Shanti here. Okay.
You know, if you're going to be a lawyer and this is the kind of people.
One sec. Just give me. Okay, Shanti, are you able to record?
I think I need to go to Chinese and then I can record.
No, but have you got, just try seeing if you can record because I just gave you permission.
I will see. Oh, yes, I think I can record.
Okay, good, good. Thank you. Okay, Shivani, you are starting the interpretation now. So I have all of you organized now. Thank you very much. And hello, everybody. Today we are on lesson 3, and I am just going to share the screen. It would be good if you can just mute yourself, but I'll mute you so that then we don't have any sound, and those who want to unmute, you can unmute to talk to me. And here is the Zoom. And there I am. There you are. So today we are on lesson 3, and it is a very important lesson because we are talking about Moon and Mars. Actually, Moon is the most important lesson that we have to learn. And one sec, let me just switch on my light. Extra light. Yeah. And this photograph is of Lord Krishna, and it was taken at the Shivananda Yoga Farm here. And he represents the moon as well as the deity of the moon. But he's dressed in red. Red is the color of Mars. And you can see me dressed also red and white today. So honoring both. Moon is white and Mars is red. And this is me at a big fort in India called Fatehpur Sikri. And this particular place where I'm standing, this was the place where the astrologer, the court astrologer or the king's astrologer sat. It is very prominent position. So that the king could come or people could come and seek his advice at any given time. So we are on summertime, and most of you in Asia, this is how we will stay right to the end of the class. I think USA, you know, it will be the same time. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Adityaya Somaya Mangalaya Budhaya Cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahuve Ketave Namaha. Om Dati Shankatusharabham Shirodharanavasambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukatabhushanam. So just some information for you. It's important to study the manuals. If you've not ordered them, it's a good idea to do so. And on my website, all manuals are available to download directly. And presentations, I will upload presentations after each class. If you ordered them, you will get them automatically after each class. As far as the Chinese students are concerned, I think Shivani has the books for the translation, so you can please contact her for that, for the manuals. So please ask questions in the class, and you can ask questions about the last class too, in case you have doubts. It's easier for me to answer questions in the class. Suppose your question is not related to this class and you just have doubt about something else, then it is best to ask at the end of the class. So all classes are recorded, and the recordings are saved on Google Drive. I have sent you the link. I don't send the link again and again. It is uploaded there. If you go on Google Drive and on the left-hand side, it says shared with me, you can see how it is. And they are available till 31st December 2023 to download and save. So all assignments will be checked by Keiko Ito, and info@keikoshanti.com. Please add birth details. I'll be giving further guidance later. I will talk about it later. And the Chinese students, please send them to Shivani. Do not send to Keiko. So that is important. We'll talk about the assignments at the end of this class. So let us talk about Moon and Mars. And before we talk about Moon and Mars, you notice that at the beginning of each class, I'm doing mantras, chanting. So man means mind, tra means to protect. Mantra protects the mind through chanting the sacred hymns. We do a set of mantras at the start of the class, and we'll be adding to this knowledge throughout the course. So, we are going to be only studying the planetary mantras, not the other mantras. But lot of mantras I will introduce you to. So today, now we are talking about the moon, and moon is known as Soma, is known as Chandra. And as I was telling you, that moon is the single most important planet in our chart. And to understand the moon in our chart and support it and help it, it will make us very much happier. So these are the different names for the moon: Soma, Chandra, or Chandrama. Usually you will see, here we see the moon is with a deer. This is the most common depiction of the moon, with a deer. But here we see with one horse, and you can see the moon because the half moon shape is always there when they're showing the moon. And here's another more modern depiction of the moon. He's got moon on his head, he's got moon earrings, and the two little deers are its transport. Monday, moon rules Monday, and Monday is the day for Shiva. And here in this photograph, you can see that Shiva is wearing the moon on his head. This is indicating that Lord Shiva has complete mastery over his mind. So moon yantra, the number is 18. Last week we looked at the sun yantra, and sun was 15, the number adding up, and moon, you add 3 plus 3 and all the numbers add up to 18. 7, 2, 9, 8, 6, 4, 3, 10, 5. I must remember, one sec, let me just write it down here. I will post this information about the yantras for you, and also the mantras. So the Soma moon Nama mantra, Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Somaya Namaha. Om Somaya Namaha. Om Somaya Namaha. So these are Nama mantras. These are simple mantras, just the name mantra. It just says Nama mantra, name mantra. So you add Som to the name and Om to the name. So Om Chandra Ye. It's just a kind of grammar, Namaha. So I chant to Chandra. That's all this mantra is saying. Or Om Somaya Namaha. I chant the name of Soma. This is a good Nama mantras are good starter level mantras for everybody to do. And then this is the mantra that I've been doing every day at the beginning. This is the main mantra for, I don't know whether one of the main mantras for Soma. Om Dadhi Shankatusharabham Shirodaranava Sambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukata Bhushanam. So this chant is just describing the qualities of the moon. He is white like curd. You see all this white is the color for the moon. White like snow, who emerged out of the ocean of milk. Shiro Dharanava Sambhavam. Namami Shashinam Somam. I say the name of Shashi and Soma, which are two names of the moon. Both Shashi is also another name of the moon. Shambho Mukata Bhushanam. Shambho is another name for Lord Shiva. So he is adorning the head of Lord Shiva like a jewelry. And I just showed you this photograph of Lord Shiva. There's moon like a jewelry, he'll wear like either a crown or a jewelry. You'll always see Lord Shiva with a moon on his head. So when you look at the pictures, you can see that. Dadhi Shankatusharabham Shirodaranava Sambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukata Bhushanam. Soma means the nectar, is the name for the moon. Moon is also known as Chandrama, Shashi, Chandra. See Chandra and you add Ma to it, Chandrama, Chandra, both are fine. It does not have its own energy because it reflects the sun, but because of that capacity of reflecting the sun, he is giving us light at night. Moon is Prakriti or nature, has the capacity to sustain life as well as destroy it. It nurtures and encourages growth. You see nature, you can see the water, rain can be nice, soft, or it can bring floods, or there are hurricanes and all sorts of natural events. So moon is not always soft. So and moon represents is the key planet in your chart. As it relates to your emotional health, well-being, and happiness. Moon is the mind, and transiting moon, that means where moon is today, reflects the possible state of the mind. So if I just show you the chart today, so this is the chart just now, and you can see moon is in number 11 sign, and number 11 sign is Aquarius. So today it is there, but if you see what happens to the moon tomorrow, moon is in Pisces, and here you see, let me bring this up here. If you see here that moon is with the sun, when moon is with the sun, it indicates it's new moon. So tomorrow it will be new moon. And today is the dark half of the dark moon. You cannot see it. Tomorrow is new moon. And then if you see how the moon goes every day, moon is traveling. So on 22nd, we see moon is with Jupiter, but it's going away from the sun. So it is a waxing moon. And then look at that. This is 23rd. Moon is with Venus and Rahu. See, 23rd, it's with Rahu. So this is important to know that moon is always transiting. Moon shows our today's state of mind. Sometimes moon is more difficult, so we can feel that quality. But it is the most important planet in your chart because it is your mind. It's your emotional health. So also it makes you happy if you are, your mind is calm. So in each of the planets, I'm talking about their Puranic stories. So the Puranic story of Soma relates to his 28 wives, which are the nakshatras or stars, and the daughters of Daksha Prajapati. Soma is a male figure. He lives with one wife a day. His favorite wife is Rohini, which is in Taurus. So this here, you can see moon with Rohini. Now, what is important to understand that when Soma went to his father-in-law, Daksha Prajapati, I want to marry your daughters. He said, you can marry all my 28 daughters, but you must treat them equally. But then Moon started showing favoritism to Rohini. So when this happened, other wives got jealous of his love for Rohini, complained to their father. He gave a shrap to Soma, and Soma began wilting away. Shrap is a form of a curse. So before this shrap, Soma was always full. There was never any new moon or full moon. You had every night, you had full moon. But because Soma did not follow the law of nature of what he promised, then the Soma started wilting away. The wives realized their mistake as they got their own husband cursed. They asked their father to remove the curse. Daksha Prajapati could not do so as shrap once given cannot be taken away. He modified the shrap so moon would die each month and be reborn. This became the waxing and waning phases of the moon. So you see, when we are looking at the moon in the chart, we are also looking at, is it full moon, new moon, what quality of the moon is there? We are studying that as well as if it is in your chart alone or with any planet. So Soma rules the mind. When the mind is strong, it gives potency to the horoscope. Moon is used as a separate ascendant in Vedic astrology. We will study that much later. A strong moon can override many problems in life. Purity of mind is essential for spirituality. You see, we don't have a perfect moon. So we need to do always some remedy. Most of us struggle with the moon, even if he is strong in the chart. And why is that? Because you see, you have a certain quality of the moon in your chart, but moon goes through different nakshatras every day, and he's changing signs. And so he's very unsettled. And Moon's got 28 wives. That means that he has many loves of life. That means you are interested in lot of different things. And at any given time, you may have one favorite activity, but lot of other loves in your life. So this is important to understand that Moon is changing, he's waxing, he's waning. So we have to understand the quality of the Moon. So the Moon waxes, wanes, so does the mind. Life on earth is controlled by the mind. Its many shades are reflected in our psyche. Moon's position in the chart and remedial measures to manage the mind are essential to our happiness. So many of you do yoga, meditation. You see, those are very important to manage your mind. That is why we do. There's a lot of remedies to help your moon to be stable and to work with it. Uh, Mind by nature is always changing. While we cannot do or do not want to stop the mind and its fluctuating quality, what we can do is to direct its activity in the positive way. So remember, I told you earlier that the moon as Prakriti can be destructive as well. So we understand that our mind will change, we'll want different things in life, but we don't want it to become negative, that you're all the time worried or anxious or things like that. So we are working with it to deal with it and do some remedies for it as well. So I'm going to start looking at your charts, and we have a big class here, so I'm not going to be able to do all your charts, but I'm going to start. We did a few people last week, and so I'm going to start with Bindu. And so we see here now, one sec, I was playing around with the chart. So right at the top of the chart here, or in South Indian here, this is your ascendant. We are not talking about the ascendant today. We are talking about the moon. So and a few things that we are looking for in the moon is, firstly, here we see moon is in the number 7 sign in Bindu's chart. And number 7 sign is Libra. And here the moon has no planet either side of it. So this can be called an isolated moon. So even though moon does not have a planet with it, moon likes to have good company. So when it doesn't have company, it feels very unsettled and can be isolated. So that is one of the things we are watching. Now from the sun, you see the sun is in number 12 sign Pisces, moon is Libra. So its full moon would be Virgo, and it's just past the full moon. And Jaja here, we can see moon is with Mercury. One thing I just want to ask you, that when I'm showing your chart, please do see that I'm putting the right birth data. I've put in the right birth data, because sometimes I'm forgetting and not putting the right birth data. And also, if you have any questions, please wait till the end of the moon section to ask questions. Don't disturb me in between, because then my thought process goes away. So if you could switch off your mics, that would be really good. I think I have to. So I don't know, is it Jaja or Jojo? I'm not sure, but I put Jaja here. But here we see Jaja's moon in number 9 sign. Sun is in Capricorn, 10 sign. So moon is going towards the sun. That means it's a waning moon. But moon is also placed with Mercury. Usually Mercury is also a thinking planet. We will talk about Mercury next week. But Mercury is the thinking planet. So when Moon, Mercury are placed together, one tends to overthink things. So, thinking too much. So that is important to manage that and see how you are working with it. And then Jennifer, we see Moon in number 11 sign, Aquarius. And here Sun is in Taurus, so Moon is going towards the Sun. So Moon will be required as a waning moon. Now, Jennifer, your Moon is in Aquarius, and I'll just show you right now. You see Saturn is in Aquarius just now. So, and see the degree of Saturn, 7 degrees 22, and your moon is 8 degrees 12. So at this moment, Saturn transit is pretty strong for you, and this month and next month. So you can feel a lot of pressure. So this is the time very much to be patient and careful. But here we see that moon has no planet either side. Now, Ketu, we are going to talk about Ketu in 2 weeks. But Ketu is a shadow planet. He's not required, he's not able to give the support to the moon. So we can see the moon is isolated, but especially those of you who have Aquarius moon, you are going through some challenges right now. And oh, here we have Jojo as well. And this is Jojo's chart here. And we see moon in Capricorn with Venus and Rahu. Now, what you have to see here is that the degrees of each planet, Venus is 1 degree, moon is 11, Rahu is 26. They're quite far apart. Sometimes you may find that planet is very close. Moon with Rahu generally will give some anxiety or worries. So that is something that you have to watch out for. So doing some remedy for your moon would be very good. And from the sun, moon is going away. So it means you have a waxing moon in your chart. You see, this is very important, and has June. And so we see June has moon with Saturn and Ketu in Libra. And it's moving away from the sun. If you see, sun is in 4 sign, which is Cancer, and it's moving away from the sun. But what I was explaining to you about the degrees of the moon, here we see moon is 2630, Saturn is 2748. That means they're very close together. So in a way, you are always living with Saturn, always like some kind of pressure. It can make you feel depressed, down. The other side is Ketu. Ketu will show interest in astrology, but it can also bring other issues. So this is really important for you, June, and maybe also study of Jyotish would be good, but also to understand that your mind can sometimes feel unsettled. And it's very important for you to do some remedies. I'll just give some remedies in a minute, and yoga is a very good remedy to do, yoga meditation. So here we see the chart of President Barack Obama. He is the former president of USA. And we want to know his moon on its own. And its moon is exalted in Taurus. So this is a starting point, is a good position. You see, some of us have a difficult moon. And so if the starting point is difficult, we have to support it. And even if the starting point is good, like President Obama, even he needs to support it because the moon is changing all the time and doing different things. So Soma moon is a royal planet, but he's also a Vaishya class. Vaishya is very interesting that he's royal, but Vaishya is more business-like. Vaishyas oversee commercial aspects of economic life, business, traders, economists. So there's a certain element, if your moon is important planet, that you'll be good at business in your chart. Moon rules Cancer. Uh, it is a female planet while having a male deity. It has Sattvic Guna, Kapha and Vata dosha. Now, actually, moon is Kapha because he's a water element. However, Vata is because he's moving all the time. So there is some part of moon which is also Vata. Kapha Vata nature, if you are studying Ayurveda, this would something you would understand. Its element is water. It controls tides, therefore affects the water energy. And, our emotional energy, which is water, also gets affected by it. And one of the things to remember about the water element of the moon is that moon is, you see, water can freeze, water can boil, water can be turbulent. So there's not just the calm, soothing water. So this is all our inner emotions that moon can bring to us. Moon is exalted at 3 degrees Taurus, debilitated at 3 Scorpio. Own sign is Cancer. Nakshatras ruled by the moon are Rohini, Hasta, Shravana. So in President Obama's chart, we saw that his moon is 10 degrees Taurus. So generally, we think if the moon is in Taurus, it's exalted. That means it's showing the best quality of the moon. Whereas moon in Scorpio, all Scorpio will be debilitated or showing not its best quality. But 3 degrees is the exact exaltation in Taurus and 3 degrees in Scorpio. Moon brings light into our life, so it signifies the eye, left one in particular. If you have any problems with your eyes, then you would have to look at the sun and moon. Remember sun last week, we talked about sun representing the right eye and moon representing the left one. Actually, sun is all the eyes because sun is the light, but particularly right or left eye. Now, I'm wearing glasses here, so my age is such, it's okay to wear glasses. But suppose you see somebody very young, having eye problems or things not age related, then you can think, maybe there's some problem with their moon or sun. So its direction is northwest. Colors are white, silvery white. I told you I'm wearing white today, but also red, which belongs to Mars. Gem for the moon is pearl. Moon gets directional strength in the 4th house. This means it is powerful in the 4th house. Moon represents travel, water, blood, emotions, liquids, left eye, gardening, nurturing, caring, fickleness, changes, milk, popularity, products from the sea. Moon also represents food. And you see, if you change your food habits a little bit, you will find that it has immense benefit for your mind. So think about what you're putting into your body and what you're eating. So each of the planets has karakas or significator. So moon is mother, mind, emotions, sukha, contentment. Now sukha, we is a Indian word. It's closest English is contentment. I would say you are okay with what is in your life. You're not looking for something more. Masses, past life, nature, and women. But the main thing, two things are there, mind and mother. These are the first things. Mother is nurturing you. So any problems with the moon can also show some issues in relationship with your mother as well. So Kayla, here we see moon is in number 2 sign, Taurus. So that means it's exalted. It's little bit past its exact degree of 3 degrees of Taurus. It's also with Mercury. So this means that you're thinking all the time. Lot of thinking is going on, and it's also close to the sun. So you see it's 15 degrees, sun is 26 degrees. So this means that you are born with a dark moon, because one day after you were born was a new moon. And so often people born with dark moon, they keep their emotions internally. It doesn't mean that you're not emotional, but there is a lot of internal aspect that is happening here. And K is moon in Scorpio with Mars. So there is a concept in Vedic astrology which is called cancellation of debilitation. I will talk later in the class, but here we have an example with K, that we have a moon with Mars, and Mars is, we are going to talk about it in a little while. Mars owns Scorpio. So in a way that moon's not at its best in Scorpio, but Mars is supporting it. So it raises the quality of the moon. And here we see that moon is moving away from the sun. So this is a waxing moon. But moon Mars quality, you have to think Mars is a warrior. So sometimes moon Mars can make you angry. You can have anger issues. So this is something you have to manage. So especially the next section that we talk about, then you can listen to what Mars is about as well. But what I want you to think here is uh, not just what I'm talking to you about, but also to think that how does this Mars affect me? Is there any quality that do I feel irritable, or do I get angry quickly, or I don't, I can manage it. So these are things that you have to think about. Don't just take what I'm saying as the truth, but you need to think about this. So this is Levant, and here we have moon in Aries. Uh, Again, Ketu is in 12th house in Pisces, but Ketu does not give support. So we see moon is a little bit alone, isolated. So you have to think about it. Mostly when people have isolated moon, they should avoid trying to isolate themselves too much. That is the main thing that you have to be conscious of. And Lu, here we see moon is with Venus. That's nice. Venus is a good support to the moon. Moon is in Capricorn, which is a more practical moon. It's moving towards the sun, but it is far enough away. Um, it's in a waning moon situation. You see, when I say a planet is moving towards the sun, that means it's like 10 sign, and sun is 12. So it's going towards that. So that is usually showing that it is a waning moon. So moon is changeable by nature as it's always traveling, waxing, waning. It is never the same, so it can be capricious and fickle. So what you see in the chart is, or even by transit, that next month at this moment, when moon comes back to the same position, it won't be in the same position in the waxing or waning phase. Today, we have a new moon, but next month it will not be going towards a new moon. So this changeable quality of the moon directly relates to the changeable quality of the mind. So what we have to recognize is that moon is naturally unstable. We should consider balancing remedies. So what are the balancing remedies? Ayurvedic diet, beautiful nature, just walking in nature. This is very good. Eating, sleeping at regular times, discipline, concentrating on what you undertake. you know, um, Concentration is very important as far as the mind is concerned, because the mind will be interested in something today, tomorrow it may not be interested. So we have to learn to discipline ourselves to create a concentration. And in that concentration, it helps our mind be more stable. Uh, and so like you are doing the class here for 36 weeks, same time every week, and you attend the class, that is actually a side benefit of the class, not something I had thought earlier on. So yogic practices, there are some yogic practices, asana, meditation, mantras, sadhana, dhyana, are aimed at trying to keep the mind steady and balance the emotional instability. So there's number of yogic practices that are advised to do, and then you see that the mind, it helps the mind. So simple remedies for the moon, I think all of us benefit from it. Make wise lifestyle choices. You know, what is the burden you are unnecessarily putting on yourself? So think about this. Many of you very young, and you have your life ahead of you. So making these choices are very important. Create a schedule, meal times, waking, sleeping, uh, you know, um, think about your daily schedule, what time you eat, what time you sleep. All these are going to help in keeping your mind calm. Do not overstress. And here, jobs, things that are stressing you out, taking on extra work or extra responsibilities, you have to think about what you can manage, what your moon can manage, what you can manage. Food is very important. Eat healthy seasonal fruit, and on time means that eat it. If you have a lunch time or dinner time, you have to have like a routine. Try to keep to a schedule. Do not unnecessarily change aspects of life unless necessary. Jobs, career, home, all that. Every time you change things, it affects your mind. Even though you may feel at that time you're not having any impact of it. And whatever task you start, you should learn to finish them. That is very important aspect. And as we go along during this course, I'm going to continue talking about the remedies we can do, and how important they are for a, a good peace of mind that we can do. And so we have Lulu here. And so now we can see here Lulu has Virgo moon. Virgo moon is very analytical. It's going away from the moon, so it's waxing moon. But you see here Ketu is there. Ketu is the past life planet, and Ketu moon conjunction, it can sometimes bother the mind. So it's good to do mantras, to do chanting, yoga. That is very helpful for you. Again, Ketu is not a supportive planet and no planets either side. So sometimes, Lulu, there's possibility of isolating yourself. So you do need to be careful about that. Lynn, here we see moon in Pisces, number 12 sign, and no planet either side. Again, very often you see people who are attracted to yoga, to Vedic astrology, they do have a moon that is different, alone, maverick. But knowing that your moon is alone, you have to think about how you're going to manage that. In your case, Lynn, Venus is opposite it, so it is helping, but still you have to think about the, not to isolate yourself too much. That is the most important thing. So Monday, we see here number 9 sign, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the spiritual warrior sign. One of the problems when we are studying just now, we haven't studied the houses and the signs. So that will come and then we will look at all these things again. And again, we see Moon and Mars are together. So Monday, you have to think, how is Mars affecting me? Am I very fiery? Do I get angry easily? Those are the aspects Moon-Mars combination is there. You are born just after new moon, because see, sun is in Scorpio, moon is in Sagittarius. And a lot of things when I'm analyzing your chart, or if you're studying about what your chart is about, you want to see that, how it is for you so that you can understand it more. Here we see Mary, and Mary is moon in Libra, and Venus is there. So moon Venus combination can be very artistic, creative, romantic, and a good influence on the moon. And moon is going towards the sun, so it is in a waning moon position. But you see, we see here in the chart, some of you had Mars or Saturn or Ketu with the moon, some didn't have. But what is important to understand that for all of us, doing some simple remedies will be very useful, because that would help us to have a better handle on the moon. So now there's one extra aspect of the moon that is not studied for any other planet. The moon travels 13 degrees 20 a day. It takes moon 2.5 days to cross one sign or one house, which is 30 degrees. It completes the whole ecliptic and gets back to the original position in 27 days. So the orbit of the moon is 27 days. So for example, today moon is in Aquarius. For it to come back to Aquarius, it will go around all the zodiac, come back in 27 days. But then we are just coming up to new moon. It will take another 2.5 days for before it reaches the sun for the next new moon. For example, tomorrow is new moon in Pisces, and then next month, after 29 days, we'll get new moon in Aries, not in Pisces, because it takes 29.5 days from new moon to new moon. When the moon conjoins with the sun, it is new moon. When the moon is 180 degrees away from the sun, we have full moon, and it begins its waning phase. Time taken from new moon to new moon is approximately 29.5 days, and this is known as a lunar month. The full moon and new moon are not the same as in Western astrology. In Jyotish, we study the phases of the moon in terms of Paksha and Tithi. This is additional knowledge of the moon's phase through the study of Panchanga. You see, we will discuss this more in detail in lesson 25. I'm just giving you a little short aspect of it. So Paksha and Tithis. From their conjunction at new moon, the sun and moon move away from each other at the rate of 12 degrees per day. This is known as a lunar day or as a Tithi. Tithi is part of Panchanga. So it's important to know that moon on its own is traveling 13 degrees 20 a day, but the difference between sun and moon is 12 degrees every day. So a lunar month has 30 tithis, each tithi slightly shorter than a solar day. A lunar year is of 48 weeks. A solar year is 52 weeks. So the lunar month is divided into 2 fortnights known as Paksha. Shukla Paksha, the bright half of the moon from new moon to full moon. 15 tithis belong to the waxing cycle of the moon. Krishna Paksha, dark half of the moon from full moon to new moon. 15 tithis belong to the waning cycle of the moon. Each tithi has its own qualities, deities. There will be 30 tithis in all, 15 in Shukla Paksha, 15 in Krishna Paksha. Actually, this is what I'm teaching this year to the advanced students. So at the stage of foundation, you just need to know that these exist. That's it, because we are not trying to analyze them. Now, the solar lunar calendar, actually Vedic astrology uses both of them together. Solar calendar has 365 days, lunar has 554 days. This difference in the days is made up by additional 13th lunar month to create sync between the two calendars. Generally, an Adhika Masa comes every 32 months, 16 days, 8 ghadis. 1 ghadi is 24 minutes. So what happens is that because of the difference in the length of the years, after about 2.5 years, the solar and lunar calendar get out of sync. So that is why we have what is known as Adhika Masa. Adhika means extra and Masa is a month. And Adhika means extra month is usually referred to an extra lunar month. There was an Adhika Masa 16th May to 13th June 2018, then in 2021, and this year we are going to get an Adhika Masa in July, August 2023. So the thing about the Adhika extra 13th year is that it is like an repeat of the festivals, because the Vedic festivals are all celebrated by the lunar calendar. So when we get like 2 festivals, then during the Adhika Masa, nothing personal is done. You do only spiritual things. No festivals are celebrated. Donation fasts are recommended. It's a good time to do yoga, meditation. You're not doing things for selfish reasons, or doing prayers that, okay, I'll get some reward from it. So that 1 month every 2.5 years is a time to bring yourself into sync, because you know that the solar and the lunar calendar have got separated. So your soul and your spiritual self are not rhyming. I personally found that it was very useful that every time there was an Adhika Masa, to do something that was spiritual and bring my life in balance, because I like to live a spiritual life, but there are a lot of practical considerations that I have to do. My work, also my family, and all sorts of responsibilities. So sometimes those things get to too much. So the Adhika Masa becomes a very good time that, yes, I have to balance myself. So if we keep our balance and do all these things every few years, that means that that is also going to help us emotionally. So the tithis are always represented by the numbers, 1 for the first day, 15th for full moon. After the 15th day of the lunar cycle, the next tithi is known as number 1 again, then 2, 3, 4, up to 14. 30th day, the darkest night of the lunar month, is known as Amavasya, ends in new moon and represents number 30. You don't have to worry about these tithis, it's just information that I'm giving you right now. So let us look at a couple of more charts here. And so this is Maureen here, and we see again moon with Libra with Mars there. Now, generally Libra is very zen and calm and cool personality, but Mars is there. It's quite a distance, 9 degrees and 24 degrees. But you have to think that how is Mars affecting me? Is it impacting me a lot? Uh, uh, you know, suddenly Mars is a warrior planet. We'll just talk about Mars in a minute. You'll see what its qualities are. But generally, Libra is not so fiery as such, but Moon Mars combination can give that. I know somebody very well who has Moon Mars, and they can be very sweet and nice, but suddenly they can have anger issues. So when you know your chart, you can think, okay, how am I going to handle it? How am I going to maybe use it in a positive manner? Mohini, again, moon in Libra. So you saw like moon in Libra with Maureen, but here it is no, Mars is not there. But we can see no planet either side. So there is a bit of isolation. So you have to again think, do I isolate myself? How do I deal with it? How do I manage that? That is very important. Monica, here we see moon in Gemini. Gemini is multitasking, doing many things, and no planet either side of the moon as well. Many of you have that have an isolated moon. So mostly when I see isolated moon, I always advise that people should be conscious not to isolate themselves too much, because it's very easy, because you like your own company, you like to do things individually. And so while it's good to um, have some time alone, but too much time alone is not always a good thing to do. And now we have Muthu here, and Muthu has moon in Cancer. So remember, Cancer is own sign for the moon. So that is regarded as a good position for the moon. And moon is with Venus. So Venus can bring a lot of charm, beauty to moon. And it is a positive influence to the moon, but it can also make a person poetic, romantic. So those are things to watch out for. So you see, when you're looking at the moon, you have to see what are the different influences your moon has got. And we learn more about the moon. This is just the starting point. Any questions, comments? Anybody has anything they'd like to ask, share? I can't hear you. Somebody trying to talk?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Hi, Bindu.
Um,
I can't hear you.
you mentioned that the moon should not be isolated.
Yeah.
Why specifically is it so that you're not just caught up in your own mind? Like, why do you when
Yeah,
you say that?
because moon, Bindu asked that I mentioned moon should not be isolated because moon is a social planet. Remember his story, he has 28 wives, he has different interests. So the nature of the moon is to be social, to be with people, to do things. So when you have an isolated moon, you have the uh, uh, capacity to uh, detach yourself, become lonely. Sometimes you detach yourself from your family. You may live far away from them, or you can feel nobody's bothering about me because your moon is isolated. It's not their issue. But so you want to keep those connections.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. When you say isolated moon, do you mean planets like, for example, in this chart that we're looking at, like there wouldn't be any planets with the moon and also in Leo or in Gemini, like on the sides of it either?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what you mean?
Mhm.
Okay.
So like here in Muthu's chart, he has Venus, so company to the moon, and Saturn is in the 12th from the moon. So
Gotcha.
he doesn't have that uh, uh, aspect here. I've got your chart here. One sec, Natalie. You're the next on the line. So you don't have that issue either. Your moon is in Cancer. It's a very nice moon, early degrees of Cancer. And you have Venus one side and lots of planets the other side. So this is not an isolated moon.
Thank you.
You know, when I'm analyzing a chart, it's all, especially when I'm doing client work, this is one of the first things I talk to them when I see the chart. Because if I see the isolated moon, then I also advise them about how to handle it, what to do. And I also ask them that, do you feel that isolation? Do you feel that you like to be alone, or you tend to isolate yourself from colleagues, friends, family? So then I get information from them on how they deal with it.
Camilla,
Yes.
well, if a moon is isolated but receives aspects, would it, from other planets, would that still be considered isolated?
Who
Or
am I
could that-
talking to? Could you
Oh,
just...
sorry, it's Satya.
Okay, hi Satya. No, I could
Hi.
see you, but I couldn't see who's talking. So
Sorry.
yeah, I think the thing is this, that there was, let me just see. See, the aspects don't count in the isolated moon. Oh yeah, I have your chart here. What is required is, like, you have isolated moon, but you
Mhm.
have Mars in the 4th house and Mercury in the Kendra. So that is canceling the isolation. So the isolation has a cancellation. But
Mhm.
what I've noticed over the years is that the starting point is isolated. Then
Mhm.
the next point you see is cancel. And
Mhm.
then one other point is this, that you recognize that I have isolated moon, so you can do something about it and learn to work with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So now we go on to Mars, and thank you for your excellent questions. And okay, so now we go to Mars. And so you see, when I started studying astrology, we didn't have all these things of online, and we could go and see photographs, or I was not, I mean, having the opportunity to go and see all these temples and read about them. So it's really good to look in the photographs online to see the pictures of the deities as well. But this is Mars here. And here we see all the red color. This photograph I took at Kurukshetra, and at the back, there's Mars mantras are there, his sacred numbers are there, all sorts of things are there. And so Mangala, and you can see the color is red. And there's another photograph of Mars. This is from Shivananda Ashram. And we had in USA also now you see that many of the temples have got the Navagraha temples there. So, and this one is Mars with his wife. And you see the color red is there. So the Mars yantra, it adds up to number 21. So you saw 15 for the sun, 18 for moon, and 21 for Mars. But Mars has another really very interesting point here, that it's a triangle is the symbol of Mars. And if you see, I don't know whether you can see this, I'm wearing a ring for Mars and it's shaped like a triangle. No, I don't know whether you can. So it's in coral, and the 21 number here we see 8, 3 and 10, 9, 7 and 5, 4, 11 and 6. So they all add up to 21. Oh, so the Nama mantra for Mars, Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyut Kanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham. So again, it's just describing Mars, son of Earth, and he's brilliant like lightning, and young and strong with power in his hands. Mars, I bow to you. Om Dharani Garbha Sambhutam Vidyut Kanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Tam Mangalam Pranamamyaham. So everything has a story, and the Puranic story of Mangala, actually more it is about the deity of Mars, which is Kartikeya. And Kartikeya, Mars qualities are represented in the Vedas as Kartikeya, the son of Shiva. He is also known as Murugun Subramanya as well. That is different names for the same deity. So this is another Murugun. And so the birth of Kartikeya is an important Puranic story connected to Mars. The demon Taraka was terrorizing the world and subjugating the gods. Only a 7-day-old child born out of Shiva's semen could destroy the demon. So you see, the demons also were very spiritual. They would do all the prayers and they would worship the gods and they would get powers. But once they got powers, then they would misuse them. So that is why they were called demons, because it was more selfish and more, want to rule the world. So this Taraka, and he got the boon because of his worship, that only a 7-day-old child of Shiva could destroy him. So therefore there was no Shiva as child, because Lord Shiva was meditating in Mount Kailasha and was not interested in having a child. So the sages conspired with Kamdeva, the god of love, who shot an arrow of flowers towards a meditating Lord Shiva. So, this was Lord Shiva. He was in complete meditation. So when this arrow woke Shiva up from his deep meditation, and sages managed to collect his semen. The semen was very hot, so the sages took it to Ganges, where they asked the 6 kritikas to nurture the semen. So you see, the story from thousands of years ago is talking about surrogate birth. This is most interesting. Sometimes you think all this is our modern science, but they were doing surrogacy, and the mothers were nurturing the semen. At first, 6 babies were born, but when Parvati hugged the 6 babies, they fused together to be one child with 6 heads and 12 arms. As a child of 7 days, then Kartika destroyed the demon Taraka. And here we see that Kartika or Subramanya has 6 heads, so this could be the 6 seasons of the year, and 12 arms, the 12 signs of the zodiac. And this is one of the photographs that I collected. So here we see is another take to the same story, that Lord Shiva, through his third eye, has created the 6 babies. They are born cosmically, through the third eye, the 6 babies are born. And there's another photograph. Here we see the 6 mothers holding 6 babies, and here the baby has become one body and 6 heads and in the lotus. So, but this a baby is born and it's powerful. And so therefore, that quality of Mars as a warrior is very important. His ability to destroy negativity. All of us need Mars because we want to let go of our negative qualities, our demons within us as well. Mars always represents courage, valor, immense strength, and physical stamina. He has the capacity for achieving whatever goals it sets out. He cannot recognize danger, and he's a defender. He's not usually, one thinks he's going to create wars. No, he wants to defend against oppression if people are doing the wrong thing. Mars has a strong connection with spiritual realization and the search for truth. Courage is required if we are to move towards a path of self-realization. This path has many obstacles and restrictions. Mangala belongs to the Kshatriya caste, whose duty is to defend. He's the commander-in-chief of the planetary army. So you see, commander-in-chief don't fight the war. They are in charge of strategy. So even in your chart, if you are doing anything, then Mars will give you the strategy. It's not always you're fighting a war, you want to achieve anything, then Mars will organize the situation. He represents the aristocrats or people who oversee defense forces and in other leadership roles. Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. He is a male planet, has tamasic guna, pitta nature. Its element is fire. Now we saw today a chart where Moon and Mars were together in Scorpio. So I said Mars is in its own sign. So he likes being in Scorpio. And therefore, when Moon is there, when Moon is debilitated, Mars is supporting him, lifting his energy up. Mars is exalted at 28 Capricorn, debilitated at 28 Cancer. Nakshatra ruled by Mars are Mrigasira, Chitra, Dhanishta. Planet of action, it needs to be on the go at all times. And Mars also deals with logic. So here we have President Barack Obama again, and you see his Mars here is in number 5 sign. 5 is Leo. So Leo is the king. and Mars is the commander-in-chief. So Mars is happy in Leo. And during his presidency, uh, President Barack Obama, he never shied away from fighting the battle. And even to become a president, you have to fight the competition as well. Maybe that's not the right word, but you see that Mars in Leo is a very strong quality to overcome any kind of opposition. Mars is strong in the 10th house where he gets directional strength. His direction is south. Colors are red and coral. Usually you'll see in temples, Mars is always dressed in red. But because coral is a stone, but I don't know, it's not very clear, but you can see here the coral. Mars, therefore the coral color also. Mars retrogrades once every 2 years. So now we are coming on to planets that retrograde. And we may see that in your chart, you may have a retrograde Mars. Moon doesn't retrograde at all. So Mars will retrograde. Mars deals with courage, confidence, rules over flesh and muscles, copper, metal, action, logic, science. Negative qualities can be hatred, anger, passions, sexual excesses, sexual potency, blood pressure, cruelty, enemies. You know, each planet has good qualities and negative qualities. Our role is mostly to get the best out of the planet. You know, each planet has a role in that whole mystical energy. So we want to get the best out of the planet. The karakas for Mars, siblings, brothers, blood relationships, accidents, land, property, stepmothers, yogi, ascetics. Now, if you're looking at a relationship about siblings, then you would look at Mars, what Mars is doing in the chart. And, if there is difficulty for Mars, then you may have difficulty in your relationship with your siblings. Other name for Mars, Mangala and Kuja. Kuja is also another name. And the deity for Mars, Kartikeya, Murugan, and Subramanya. They are the same. Also, Skanda is another name for it. And Hanuman, also North India, especially for Mars, people go on Tuesday to worship Lord Hanuman. That is it for Mars. Let us just look at a few charts for Mars. And so Sabrina, here we see, now we need to get Mars here at the top of the chart. So we see here Mars is in Leo. It's with Jupiter, but their degrees are very close together. So this is called a planetary war. So something to watch out for. And Rahu is there close to Mars. So Rahu is kind of a disruptive planet. In 2 weeks' time, we'll talk about Rahu. Saturn is very far away, but this combination is there, a lot of planets in Leo. So there may be, we could say, some lesson one has to learn about Leo in life, that why we have to work with it and deal with it as well. Samir, we see here now, number 6 is Virgo. And this is the first chart we've seen, the almost full moon. Sun is in Pisces, moon is in Virgo. So opposite to the sun, just after full moon, because full moon would have been when sun was 24 degrees 59 and moon was 24:59 and your moon is 29 degrees. So it's just after moon, and but you have the influence of Saturn and Mars with your moon. So Mars in Virgo actually can be very powerful for organization. And you see many presidents of USA with Mars in Virgo because they are the commander in chiefs, but they have to organize things. But you see this line underneath Mars and Saturn. This shows that Mars was retrograde. We'll talk later about retrograde planets, but now all the planets next week we are talking, they have the capacity to go retrograde. And especially for you, Samir, it's important that you do yoga, spiritual stuff, because this Saturn and Mars both impact your moon as well. And Sandy, here we see again, yeah, again, is this the right chart I saw? I think this is the same chart. I don't know. And Satara here, Mars with Saturn. So a number of you have Mars-Saturn combination in the chart. This can be a difficult combination because Mars wants to act and Saturn says, oh, be patient, take your time. So when you have Mars-Saturn together, sometimes it creates a frustration. But it is also something that can have a difficult relationship with siblings because Mars-Saturn, 1982, people born in 1982, Mars and Saturn were together for the whole year. And Prince William, the Prince of Britain, he's born with this combination as well. So a number of 1982 charts, you will see the Mars-Saturn conjunction is there. So next week, I'm going to, we already looked at Satya's chart. So next week, I'm going to start with Serene. I'm just going to make a note of it. So we are going to look at, and I'm just going to finish the class because I have some messages to give you. And so next week, we are going to do Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus, all the good, easy planets. But you have an assignment this week. What is the quality of your moon? Check if it is placed with any planets and its dignity. By dignity, I mean, is it exalted? Is it debilitated? Have you got a new moon or a full moon? So write 200 words on how you feel the moon expresses itself in your chart. Now, you need to send your assignment to, so the Chinese students need to deal with Shivani, and deadline is Friday, but do not send to Keiko. And whereas this is a message from Keiko, so all assignments will be checked by Keiko Ito, info@keikoshanti.com. If you haven't already sent your birth details, please send them. If last week a number of you did assignments with her and she has given me the feedback. Now this is most important. Assignments should not be more than 200 words. Longer assignments will automatically be rejected. So you have to see how many words your assignment is. Send assignments by midnight Friday. And in the subject line, you put foundation, AM, PM, class number. This class is number 3, and your name. And then do not send an attached files. So this is Keiko has requested, as many people did. It would help if you have plain text in the body of the email. I have told the ones who did, but if I can repeat it, it would help. So don't send an attachment, because attachment can have all sorts of bugs and things. So generally, an attached file would automatically mean a rejection of your assignment. Also, as a general piece of advice, when giving their birth data, it's always good to say where the ascendant is and which degree, if you know that. That prevents me from looking at the wrong chart. I do get information when they write their sun is in such house, but ascendant information is the best. Now, all this information, please do not CC to me. This is directly to Keiko. And you do not need to explain what the sun is in the chart. So for example, you don't need to say, now today's assignment is about the moon or about Mars. It's more important to know how they subjectively perceive the sun. They can send a short assignment if they don't know. Don't need to add generic information on the sun or moon or any of the planets. So this is really important because we want to know how you're understanding the quality of the moon and Mars. But today's assignment is specifically about the moon, not about what moon is, and not to write what I've written in the notes or manual. And okay, this I've already explained to you. So next week is Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. So I'm open for any questions you may have.
Namaste, Kovilaji. May I ask a question? This is
Yeah,
Shubha here.
yeah. Hi, Shubha.
Hi. So when I was watching the recording of the first two classes that I missed, I noticed that when you were covering the gunas, so Mars is a planet that was assigned a tamasic guna.
Yeah.
However, when we go into the qualities, I see that Mars is a fighter, Mars is full of energy, Mars is the general. So how does this, relate? Because what I understand is tamasic would mean lazy and low in
No,
energy.
it's not lazy. It's lazy in inner. It's more selfish. The tamas here is not just the body action of Mars, which would be active, but there is some aspect of compromise and inner tamasic darkness that Mars has. So don't just think about the activity. You could say he has got some rajas quality as well, but he's also, Mars is considered to be born of earth. So earth is tamas, and one can have a better quality of tamas. It's not always negative tamas. They say, people say it's darkness, but there's different qualities of tamas as well.
For example, it could be even problem solving.
Yeah.
I'm just asking you.
Yeah, but it's more practical. Say if a person, the Mars deals with Earth. So if one is a commander-in-chief, then one is more earthbound with doing the work on a practical level. If the same Mars is doing spiritual and using that energy for the higher spiritual level, then maybe we can say that they've developed sattva, but that's not the natural quality of Mars.
Okay. Thank you.
And this is a question everybody asks, that Mars cannot be tamasic. These are the things that have been attributed by Sage Parashar. He has given the gunas in Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra. Okay.
Madam, I have the question.
Yes, Mathu.
Actually, the yantra is anyway connected with the numerology because the planet's number is 1 or 2 or 3, like up to till the 9. So the yantra, it's meaning it's anyway connected with the numerology, or it's a different.
No, it is connected to numerology. They're all the numbers, but the yantra is not specifically connected to numerology, because the yantras are sacred numbers for each planet that are
Okay.
used for remedial purpose. You know, you usually will put a yantra in a puja or a yagya, and then you let go of the yantra so that in any problem, that is how it is used.
Okay.
But, but you can have yantra as honoring the planet as well.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I shall see you all next week. Thank you very much.